We're here at Rove Charging. It is daytime. We're charging our Chevy Equinox. Everything looks great, but what if things change? Like, for example, what if it's just Liv all by herself?
Or
Charging.
what if it's me charging all by myself at nighttime? That's an important question. We need to explore chargers' safety. And to do that, we're going to start here at Rove because you know we love this place, but we don't know what it's like at nighttime. So let's check out Rove at night.
There could be somebody creepy off in the distance looking at you.
Rove Charging opened their first location here in Santa Ana right off the 5 freeway, late 2024. But they have 4 more stations coming in the SoCal area and plans for many more.
We've been following them along the journey and we love what they're doing, so we're thrilled to partner up with them for this video.
Charging station safety is imperative, but it's an often overlooked feature. We think that Rove does it right, and we hope others follow their lead.
Okay, first things first, Rove has support staff. That's what you guys are called, right? This is Jeremiah and Candace, and they are kind enough to hop on camera and say hello for us. So you guys are the Rove support staff that are here during the day, right?
Yes, we are, yes.
What hours are you here?
So the support team will usually be here from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then after 9 p.m. we'll have security on site for all our customers.
Nice. And then that's all the way until 6 a.m.
Yes, all the way until 6 a.m.
Okay, cool. And so you guys help people with problems charging or any issues like that, right?
Yeah, so any issues that our customers face, we'll be out here walking around to make sure that everything's going well for them. So, you know, we're out here to answer any questions and support them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how about you, Candace? Like, what kind of questions do you typically get in a day here?
I think definitely how many kilowatts the cars can take. That's the biggest one. I think asking about that pre-auth is another big one that we'll get. And then questions on Tesla chargers, like the NAC system versus our CCS and CHAdeMOs.
Awesome.
They are top 3, I'd say.
I love that you guys are here because charging, we know it can be really, really daunting. Someone's about to get into a car wash, which is another awesome thing that's here. It's about to get really loud though, so we're going to rush. But this is actually only here until 8 p.m. So if you want to get a car wash, come on over. What is it, like 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. you can get a car wash?
Yeah.
Nice. So when you guys are here, cars are getting washed, cars are getting vacuumed. We were chatting about stuff here and like apparently people are cleaning their cars all day. You guys have a ton of amenities here. So is it typically pretty busy?
Yes, definitely. We notice all 7 days of the week it'll be steadily busy. Tesla side is always popping off. ABB side, Saturdays and Sundays will be our busiest time for that side. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, the support team is going to be here with us for another hour and a half, but that's a really cool thing to have at a charging station. Obviously, I don't even know what other charging stations have support staff, but it's really cool. Hope we see that at other locations, but it's certainly here at Rove. So nice to meet you, Jeremiah, Candace, and you obviously have a whole team of other people you work with, I'm sure. So I'll let you get on with taking care of everyone here at this bitty station. So
thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
By the way, something that we always advocate is that you first check reviews of charging stations as well as leave reviews, whether it's on PlugShare, ChargeWay, Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever, and leave information about the nighttime security or security in general, that type of information. And we do check that. And it is really interesting to see that information. We're going to pause here so we don't get run over, but there's cars moving all around us.
It's a really busy station, but it's cool because there are enough chargers. So we've been here for like probably 4 hours, to be honest. And we've seen a constant flow, thank you, of people. And it's constantly been busy, but there's always space. So one thing we want to see is chargers this size, right? We want to see this many options in urban areas, especially because there are a lot of EV drivers around here.
Yeah, it really does pay off when you have 40 stalls at a location like this versus some places that have like 1, 2, 3, 4 stalls. Security in numbers, it makes it a little bit better. But you can see behind us, you know, it's dark, but quite a bit of light. But let's go check out the lounge, bathrooms, all of that as well.
But wait, If we pivot slightly, as you can see behind us, some of the things that are here 24/7 at Rove,
Let's go
vacuum.
walk by.
And it's crazy that it's actually quiet right now because in the entire time we've been here, these have been in use the whole time. So it's actually quite nice that it's quiet.
I think they just finished with it, but yeah, there's you can tire gauge, get your air to fill up your tires with vacuums, and also like trash cans, because like that's something else that we have found. It doesn't necessarily affect the security of the charging station, but it's nice like when you pull up to a charging station and it's like 11 o'clock at night and there's no trash cans. And I think that's when people tend to throw trash. But if you have them right there and there's multiple ones down there, it just keeps for a clean, more friendly environment.
And I'm up on a step right now. I love putting this out here. That's okay because the handicap accessible vacuum spot is right to that side over there. The handicap accessible supercharger is right over there. And the accessible trash, recycling and normal trash is like on the level. So if you're in a mobility device, you're fine. I do think that trash is a safety thing because how many places have we been to when there's been like a trash can? If there is one, it's like in the way of getting into the charger, right, Patrick?
Exactly. Yeah. By the way, I got distracted. You want to point it out since you're on camera?
Another amenity that at least right now you can enjoy is that there's a circus right there.
There's a circus across the street. You may have noticed it in our another shot. If not, go back, rewind, and you'll see that there's like a big circus tent.
You could come charge and then go to the circus. That's not a Rove thing, unfortunately. So we'll have to follow the circus around the country. But I really like that all the amenities are accessible regardless of what level you're on. As we said earlier, when we said hi to the support staff, the car wash is available most of the day. What was it, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., but it's closed now. So there's no car washes, but you can still come use the lounge, which as you can see is super well lit. It's really awesome because you can see the parking lot from the lounge. You can see the lounge from the parking lot. So everything's visible.
And you can see all the way to the bathroom area. Cause like, that's something, there's been a couple of places where we stopped and you like have to go down like a hallway to get to the bathroom. This way, it's sort of like if I were sitting in the car and Liv was, going into the bathroom, I could watch the whole time and make sure like there wasn't somebody, hiding in the corners.
Yeah, and as you can see, Gelsons did close. So during the hours of 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., you have access to Gelsons. We both had dinner from there. It was delicious. They got a whole bunch of stuff. They have biltong, so it's amazing. Google it if you don't know. But the lounge actually has other good amenities and food as well. Some interesting food. I was checking it out earlier. It's not what you would expect from a vending machine. So let's go in.
So you can see this is like really bright. We won't focus on everybody because they're just enjoying their time while they're charging to be able to come in here. There's Wi-Fi, there's power, there's a couple of TVs, and it's safe. That's exactly what we're filming. Yes. We're talking about that it's safe. Do you mind going on camera? Okay, 1 second. Improvising. So yeah, we're actually filming this and talking about charging station security and how this is sort of like the perfect example of
about that. He said, is this door locked at a certain time? I said, yeah, it is absolutely locked at a certain time. I think I came here at 1 o'clock in the morning and I was like, oh, I have to use the restroom. And when I came up, it was nice to know that somebody had to let me in and I knew I was safe, not somebody waiting for me when I come out. So yeah.
Yeah, so and that's something we pointed out. They actually have security staff on site 24/7. So that's fantastic.
I love it. It's my new home. I mean, we were so happy when we found it. I'm like, I only look for the Rove, and I'm like, you guys have to build more places.
Place before, and it was horrible. Half the time they didn't work. The software on the apps didn't work. And by chance, we did like a search from where we were, and we're like, oh, this is close. And came over here. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
I only come here now, and today's my 11th charge, and I think at 10 you got a little microfiber towel. I'm like, oh my god, so great. And then we go shopping in there all the time. So I'm sold. You need to be building these more often and more places for sure.
Okay, 2 questions. Well, 2 for you, 1 for you. So your name and what type of EV are you driving?
My name is Gina, and my EV is a 2017 BMW i3.
Oh, I saw it out there. We love those. And your name, sir?
Dan.
Well, thank you both like this is impromptu, but yeah, we're literally wanted to highlight that there is a lot of charging station security issues, but this is sort of, I think, solved a lot of it.
I love it because it's not only that, but I work in the medical field, and when I'm in between my patients, I'm like, oh my God, I don't have to worry about lunch. So we went and grabbed lunch last time, and we went and did stuff, and I said, oh, they even have a car wash if the car was dirty. And I was checking things out. I'm like, you guys got the vacuum? I mean, this is a pretty cool one-stop shop.
They are trying to expand. They're building. We found out they're got a permit for one that they're working on in Oceanside. They don't have the permit yet. They're working on that. I know they're building others around Southern California. So I'm excited, and I wish they would just be able to expand everywhere, because this is like just like the.
I think the biggest thing was the security, because he never wanted me to go to the other ones that we went to in a bank parking lot, dim lights, always broken, and not in the best part of town. And I am all over the place at different hours, so I'd have to be like, can you meet me here? Can you meet me there? And this is like so good, especially for women. It's all about safety. I mean, it can happen either way, but for me, I feel it doesn't matter what time I'm over here. I feel safe, you know?
Well, I'm glad to hear it. That's why, and we know which one. We just went and took a visit to that one at the Bank of America.
Yeah, this weekend we started coming here.
Yeah. Well, thank you both. But yeah, I think that's sort of like the perfect way to sort of highlight this part of the tour. It's like, that's just true. Like, we don't come up here often. This is our first time charging here at night, but we did want to highlight that. But from real world examples, this is like the example of what we want to see. So let's continue on.
Okay, that was awesome. And now we're continuing our tour. I love that there's cutlery here. There's water, wheelchair accessible and taller for you to fill your own water bottles. And then a really, really interesting vending machine. Like, what vending machine has Pocky and pickles and keto trail mix, red vine? It's just the weirdest mix of things. If you think there's something they should add, let us know.
I think previously, like, because, you know, they have the utensils here, they have some like salads and stuff in there.
And maybe they cycle it in and out for all we know. But let's go look at all this. Also, child seats, which is so cool. And I don't know if we've mentioned it in this video, but all of these seating and the surfaces in here are wheelchair accessible. So this is a wheelchair accessible height. They have counters in both rooms, so in the closed up Gelsons and in this lounge, that are wheelchair accessible height. So cool. Let's go on down and check out the bathroom situation. So really important thing about safety is the restrooms. This is something we often do at gas stations, or we often do, of course, at charging stations. And so something we love about this one is that we can see the cars from here and they can see us.
We got a little bit of glare that's showing up on the camera, but I can see the cars right there very clearly.
So if your loved one or whatever is coming to the restroom, you don't have to worry that they're going somewhere like round a corner or whatever where you can't see them. And they actually consulted women in designing this intentionally so that there was visibility. This was a requested feature and they provided nice, clearly, like doors that really clearly show if they're locked, which I don't know about you, but that's sometimes something I really like versus just like a little nub. There are changing stations for babies on the outside, as well as in, I think there's a family restroom down there. So public, private, whatever. And then the wash stations out here. It's just accessible, easy, clean, well lit, safe. There's nowhere to hide here. There's no no one's sneaking around a corner or whatever. And I don't know, maybe that sounds extra creepy, but you guys have all been in that vibe. You know what we're saying.
Yeah, it's hard not to be like, oh my God, everything is scary. But just the point of this video is to talk about security. So.
Yeah, and I love that we can literally see the entire charging station from here. This was beautifully designed.
And you can see all of those wheelchair accessible surfaces now from here. By the way, it was nice chatting with our new friends, names I've totally forgotten, Patrick.
Dan
and Jamie.
Jamie? Yeah.
Hopefully. So cool chatting with them because they come here all the time, of course, right? Jamie literally will come here, I hope I'm saying her name right, no matter what, because she likes this place. And when she first heard about it, she was like, ooh, Gelsons, isn't that pricey? But they do deals, just by the way. So you can see them on the table here. This is like, it's a $10 deal. I'm totally like pitching Gelsons here, but I think that's very good. Chips, drink, and a sandwich for $10. So Gelsons is fancy, but they have like good prices as well. So that's awesome. I feel better now because it's always weird when you're like invading people's space or maybe we chase them away. I don't know, but this is the vibe at night. And I feel great. It feels like I'm in like a fancy airport lounge, actually.
Yeah. Now that we have the place ourselves, let's put it on a tripod and we'll wrap this all up.
Yeah.
Well, we're sort of going to wrap it up. We're going to also stick around for a little bit because we want to see the transition to when the nighttime security is here so that we can get a little bit of that, show you what it's like. We're not going to stick around to 2 o'clock in the morning, but I think it is neat just to show you, like, there is security 24/7 here. And on our way out of town, I think we should visit those other charging stations.
Yeah, should we? We'll just film there and we'll add in a section of that now. All right, so this is the scene from the EVgo by Albertsons. As you can see, the EVgo is on the left. There are a couple people charging. The Albertsons is on the right. And when the Albertsons is open, you have access to everything that's at Albertsons. Unfortunately, they just have the one kind of dodgy bathroom, but you do have access to all the grocery shopping, but they do close in 30 minutes. So I'd be interested to see what this place looks like then. There's good street lights.
Yeah, good lighting. And the station isn't that busy because several of those are actually broken right now. But I would hate to have to come here after hours and go to the bathroom, but actually sort of surprised at how good the lighting is. But it is dodgy in the terms of like you're on the side of the store versus in the front. So.
Yeah, and there are no trash receptacles. There are no squeegees or anything. Yeah.
Let's go to
the next
EA.
one. Right?
Yeah. And now we're at the EA at the Bank of America nearby. Again, sort of well lit, but of course the bank is not open, so there's no bathrooms here. And then, if you wanted to go this other direction, it's just basically an empty field. I think there's a hamburger place, just across the street to the left, but really no amenities whatsoever. There's only 3 DC fast chargers here. There's one slow charger. I don't know who would actually use a slow charger at a bank unless you're an employee or something, or got a very long appointment. What do you think?
Notice the dip in the parking lot. So there's quite a dip here. I was wondering, by the way, they had 2 Ioniq 5s, the one that just pulled up and there's one already there. Like, I wonder if they have free charging, in which case this is why I would come here. But there's a big dip that hopefully you can see. So it's
like
very
a drainage.
Yeah, a drainage. So that's very inaccessible. That's just a real concern if you have any mobility difficulties at all, or just in general. Like, we want our surfaces to be smooth, and like that's a trip hazard.
Not to mention the chargers being on the side.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I really like the chargers in front of the vehicle because 1, it's just easier, and then 2, it can be really hard to get out of those with those bollards there. Like, I honestly don't know how I would do it in a wheelchair. So
yeah,
it's well lit, but there are absolutely zero amenities.
Zero amenities, not that many chargers, and you are sort of just out here by yourself. So, and this is sort of the thing is like when you have a place like Rove, when you can leave your car and go in, if somebody was looking at like vulnerable targets just sitting in their car, here you're 99% sure if it's in the middle of the night, you can just sit in your car.
I would not come here in the middle of the night.
Yeah, at Rove, it's like you could be in the car, you could be hanging out with the security guard. So, okay, back to our story. Before we continue, we did want to just talk about charging station security, charging security. I don't know how you want to phrase it. but it is like an issue. Like I, walked away from Live earlier and just talked about that a little bit, but it is amplified even more so at night. But in any case, a lot of times, we're finding charging stations are away from like the main buildings. There's not a ton of chargers. There's only like 2 or 3. It can be a little bit disconcerting. And some people sort of go like, well, like with the gas station, you plug in, or not plug in, you put the pump in and you're stuck just as you are with an EV. But I think there are some differences. A lot of times there's a lot of traffic at gas stations, a lot of people coming in and out, and you're only there for like a few minutes. With charging an EV, you're there. A lot of people just sit in their car. So if there is criminal activity, they know you're potentially in a just sitting there, on your phone, not necessarily paying attention, which is why I think talking about making sure, new charging stations are designed in a secure fashion is very, very important. And we're going to take a tour in a minute of this one.
In the same way that we try to approach things from an accessibility standpoint, if you don't know, I am an amputee. I'm mostly ambulatory right now, thankfully, but I'm oftentimes in a wheelchair. So I personally, and just us in general, feel really strongly about highlighting the needs of accessibility at charging stations and with vehicles as well. So by that same token, we also feel strongly about the security aspect. And we've seen a lot of different types of chargers in our road trips. We've tried a lot of them. We haven't always been at them at night, but I can only imagine the various chargers that we've been in. Like, I can only imagine what it would feel like at night.
The ones that we have been together at night, like, they felt sort of okay because we were together, traveling in pairs. But even for me, like there's a few that wouldn't feel great. And I know that we went to like a Tesla supercharger a few miles away from here, and it was behind a hotel, and there's like trash everywhere, and it was very dark. Like, it's dodgy.
And this is not a deterrent, by the way. We're not trying to be negative about charging. So EVs are awesome. EV charging is great. If you have any questions, if you're new to this, we can help you get into this. We're not trying to be negative about that. We're trying to highlight what we would like to see in charging stations in the future, because you guys have probably experienced the lack of some things. Now, we're kicking that off all over here at pretty much our favorite charging station, which is Rove. And it's nighttime. Night has fallen. Things are changing here.
It's still pretty busy. It's not like super late at night. It's not 2 o'clock in the morning.
No.
But this is a good opportunity to show off. First of all, like, look how bright it is. Like, we have good lighting here all the way. You can see into the store that's closed, but at least you can see like all the way in there. You can see the cafe. We're going to walk around, right?
But it's really cool to be here now because it's 8:42. This is as dark as it's going to get. And this is exactly what it will feel like, I assume, in the middle of the night. Like, it's super well lit. It's clean, accessible. They're doing the changeover in 15 minutes. So the daytime support will be changing over with the nighttime security. There's always someone here. There are always cameras. There's always light. And it's cool.
Yeah, and the fact that they're going to, lock the place up, but they have security to let you in, I think that's just a great deterrent, that you know that you can come here and feel safe. So I think it's just overall just really ecstatic that this is the type of thing that Rove has brought to market. Hopefully others will mimic them. I know there's other charging companies out there that are expanding quickly, but who knows what they're all coming up with. A lot of places try to, duplicate the gas station type experience, but I think this is like a new model, and I really like it.
It is a new model because ultimately EV charging is not the same as gas station. There's a lot of dwell time, right? There's a lot of dwell time. And even when you're urban charging, when you're road trip charging, whatever, there's a lot of dwell time, which is an amazing opportunity for companies to make money off of us, buy their sandwiches, whatever. But like, we kind of want that too, right? So like, give us good amenities. And I think the really cool thing about hanging out here for like 5 hours now
There were families with their dogs, parents with their kids that had either gotten something from across the street at McDonald's and come here, or grabbed things from Gelsons, but like everyone was in the lounge. I was having the best time. It was very
and it's actually
social.
an interesting transition because we were here when the place first opened, and we're like, are you finding people coming in and using the lounge? And they said that there are a lot of people who are just doing, you know, they plug in and they hop right back in the car. I think we're now to the point to where people are starting to go like, hey, wow, I could actually get out, even if they don't buy something from Gelsons. Because I think that was, maybe people felt like you had to buy something from Gelsons to come use the lounge. But no, you're paying for charging, come use the lounge. And I think that's what we're seeing now, because not everybody had food or anything. They were just coming in, sitting on their phone, had their dog.
Yeah, but everyone was getting comfy and they were dwelling, which is great to see. And Rove has made a really lovely, lovely space where you want to actually spend time. So like you said, want to see more of this. Why don't we go hop outside and watch the changing of the guard and then say goodbye? All right, it is 9 o'clock. Candace and Jeremiah have clocked out. We're gonna let them go. It feels like we've been like working with you guys.
Yep.
We've just been hanging out the whole time. Thank you for showing us Rove. And now we're gonna show you what happens when they leave. So bye guys.
Bye. Thank you guys.
I guess I'll take that from you. Bye.
Great evening.
You too. So I'm going to hand this mic over here to Jose. Yay.
Hello.
Their security. So good to see you. Jose, we actually sort of breezed past him at the grand opening. So you've been here from the start of everything, huh?
The very start.
That's awesome. And so you've been providing security for them from the very start. Amazing. So you're here from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
That's right. As soon as the folks just leave, I'll take over. And before they open, I leave. So I gotta make sure everybody's here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a crazy schedule.
It's, it's not easy, but I find my way around, you know? Especially with the people being nice and all, being respectful, it kind of makes my job much easier.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
I'm so glad to hear that. I think let's pivot a little bit so we can show actually what's happening. I don't know if you guys can see, but inside there's a whole group of people having a chat, using the lounge and everything. There are a bunch of cars. It's like, I don't know, 20 cars still. Patrick's going to slow pan down there. So it's 9 o'clock at night, but this spot is still happening. People cycling by. So I'm so glad to see you here, Jose, and to know that they have this charging security. And so you lock everything up and then you man this station right here, the patrol services.
Yes. So at 9 o'clock, I kind of switch the doors over so I can have complete control who goes in, who goes out. So if any bystanders or homeless that we have here who almost want to use the restrooms, I got to make sure they stay out. So by me being here, I'd be more visible, not only for the people who are using this facility, but for anybody who is also trying to get in.
That's awesome. And so if anyone wants to come in, you unlock the doors for them. They can use the facilities and no one's afraid that someone's having a nap somewhere, just going to jump out from somewhere.
Yes, and some people don't understand that idea. But I kind of explain to them it's for their safety by me having these doors closed. Even though it says 24/7, it is kind of confusing. But I kind of explain to them that's the reason why I'm here. I do a round, which only takes me about 10 minutes or so. So if they don't see me here, they might call that number that's in the front. And then they'll let me know somebody wants to use the restroom. And I kind of explain to them. And then I come by here and open the door.
Awesome.
That's kind of how it works here.
We encountered someone who uses this location often. I think she said she had her 11th stamp on her loyalty card or whatever. And she mentioned the first time that she came here, it was locked. And she was like, but then you were there. And so she talked about how nice the security is. So really great to see that and great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for chatting with us.
No worries.
If you come here to Rove in the middle of the night, you can look forward to saying hi to Jose. So do say hi to him, which you'll have to do if you want to go inside, and you'll know that you're nice and safe. So thanks for chatting with us. I hope you have a great night.
We'll see you guys here.
Well, it's not that late, but I'm ready to head home. We have about an hour drive to get home, but we're going to be charged up and ready to go. So I'm just ready to get on the road. This has been really great to see and visit and see what it's like at night. I wish every charging stop on our route to Denver, when we could drive from San Diego to Denver, was like this.
Oh yeah, I fully agree. I want to see this
everywhere. Like I said at one point, it felt like an airport lounge. I don't even know if I said that on camera, but like we spent so long here, it really does. Like it feels like you have every amenity you need, and we definitely want to see more of this. This is so lovely and comfortable, and there are a lot of people coming in and out. So this was our video taking you on a nighttime tour of Rove, and also talking about charging security, charger security, and what we want to see. So please do let us know down below what you feel like, what makes you feel secure, what are your fears, what would you like to see, because Rove is listening, companies are listening, and we get to demand this, right? Like this is what we want. It is brightly lit, it is safe, there's trash, there's tons of chargers, there's security, there's lounges, there's food, all that stuff. This is what we want to see. So make your demands down below of what you would like to see at a charging station near you. Huh?
Request.
Demand. They want your money, like make demands, whatever. A huge thank you to our patrons whose names are scrolling across the screen right now. We appreciate you guys so very, very much, as well as you, our YouTube members. We appreciate you two so much, and the fact that you can use fancy ponies. Somebody leave us a fancy pony. That'll make me really happy. So, on that note.
Yeah. What's the sticker? I need to read the sticker.
Oh, that sticker that I have? That sticker. Can you guys say it with us, possibly? On that note, just remember that whatever you drive, enjoy the ride.
But you got to say something crazy.
No, it's the sticker. Whatever you drive, enjoy the ride.
Wherever you drive, hopefully it's secure.
Your car. Whatever you drive, wherever you charge it, and it better be secure. Enjoy the ride.
Oh, that's
bye.